Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in today. My name is Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. I am coming to you live from Walter Brown Arena on the campus of Boston University in Boston, Massachusetts. Here to bring you this weekend high school varsity girls hockey contest between Bay State Conference rivals visiting Red Hawks of Natick High School and the hosting Brookline High Warriors. As you can see, we'll soon be getting this one underway. The Natick Red Hawks coming out onto the ice first in their red jerseys with white jersey numbers. Brookline will presumably be following close behind them as they begin their pregame warm-ups. Since Natick is out here already while we wait for Brookline to come out onto the ice, let's take a look at the roster for Natick coming into today's contest. Going in order of jersey number for the Red Hawks, first off we have a sophomore goalie, number 1, Jane Brunel. A sophomore forward, number 2, Ava Kelly. A sophomore forward, number 3, Catherine Catching. A freshman defenseman, number 4, Izzy Mastrangelo. A junior defenseman and co-captain, number 5, Maggie Connors. A sophomore forward, number 6, Rain Nelson. A freshman defenseman, number 7, Natalie Boyer. A sophomore forward, number 8, Elle Ferguson. A sophomore forward, number 9, Kira Mangin. A freshman forward, number 10, Jordan Dijon Domenico. A junior forward and assistant captain, number 11, Hannah Cohen. A junior defenseman and captain, number 12, Elizabeth Curley. A sophomore forward, number 15, Emma Fair. A junior forward and assistant captain, number 16, Shaylee Rutledge. A freshman forward, number 18, Kaylee Lynch. A sophomore forward, number 19, Maddie Pellikine. A freshman forward, number 20, Olivia DeSottles. A freshman goalie, number 21, Sophia Luoni. A freshman goalie, number 23, Trinity Nardelli. And a freshman forward, number 26, Jolie Flynn. Head coach of the Natick High girls hockey team is Bruce Eiloff. So those are our visitors, the Natick High Red Hawks. Remember, folks, if you notice me flubbing the pronunciation of anyone's names, please correct me in the live chat. But meanwhile, we've got the home team out on the ice now, so let's go through the roster for the hosting Brookline High Warriors. Going in order of jersey number once again. First off, we have a junior goalie, number 1, Aurora Charbonneau. Next, a sophomore forward, number 2, Emma Lurie. A junior defenseman, number 7, Casey McCarthy. A freshman defenseman, number 8, Jordan Gifford. A freshman forward, number 9, Selena Charbonneau. A freshman forward and defenseman, number 14, Serafina Ritzenthaler. A sophomore forward, number 15, Clara Thibault. A junior forward and captain, number 17, Izzy Pace. A junior forward, number 18, Soo Jin Koo. A freshman defenseman, number 20, Caitlin Wilson. A junior defenseman, number 21, Etta Reed. A junior forward, number 22, Birdie Hawkins. A sophomore forward, number 24, Caroline Hughes. A freshman forward, number 25, Caitlin Schlager. A freshman goalie, number 33, Jacqueline Solovi. And a senior forward and captain, number 37, Meredith Allen. Head coach of the Brookline High girls hockey team is Sarah Schwensfire. So there is the roster for the home team Brookline Warriors. We got our rosters for both teams. Remember, as I said before, if you notice me flubbing the pronunciation of anyone's names on either team, I encourage you to correct me in the live chat. I want to give these young ladies the best coverage I possibly can. And to me, A big part of that means getting their names right. Got about a minute and a half on the pregame clock. Warriors versus Red Hawks. Brookline versus Natick. It's Bay State Conference hockey here at Walter Brown Arena. I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan, and you are watching Brookline High Hockey. Brookline coming around the back. Pass back to Lackey. Lackey sends it. Oh, chance! Chance scores! Kathleen Simmons in the attack and pass to an open teammate. Shot saved by Charbonneau. Nice save by Charbonneau off of a dangerous chance. Finds Chin. Chin passes across to Pace. Izzy Pace in open ice, making her approach, firing a shot. Score! Izzy Pace loves it here at Walter Brown. All right, perfect timing. Our intro video ends right as the buzzer sounds for the end of the pregame clock. We've got our first note from a fan on my email, actually, as you can see my email on the bottom right corner of your screen. From James Wilson. Nana and Pop Wilson are looking forward to watching from Scranton again today. Happy to have you tuning in, Nana and Pop Wilson. As the PA announcer takes over, we'll soon presumably get starting lineups, national anthem, and then eventually the opening puck drop. First one I heard for Natick was number 10, Dijon Domenico. The second one, I hear number 8, Elle Ferguson. Number 5, Maggie Connors. And number 12, Elizabeth Curley. I think the one I missed was number 16, Shaylee Rutledge. And then I missed the name of the goalie, but I think that's number 21, Sophia Luoni, who's going to be in net for Natick today. First starter for Brookline, number 18, Soo Jin Koo. Number 7, Casey McCarthy. Number 9, Selena Charbonneau. Number 21, Etta Reed. Number 20, Caitlin Wilson. And in goal, number 1, Aurora Charbonneau. All right, that was our national anthem, and we got our starting lineups in net. For Brookline is Aurora Charbonneau. For Natick, Sophia Luoni. For Brookline, it's their second straight game going up against a freshman goalie as they took on the Framingham Flyers and their freshman netminder Echo Yale on Wednesday. Brookline lost that game 2-0, hoping for a better result here today against the Red Hawks. Starting for Brookline, they had a defensive pairing apparently of Etta Reed and Caitlin Wilson, while Casey McCarthy, usually a defenseman, seems to have been moved up to the wing position alongside alongside forwards Sujin Koo and Selena Charbonneau. For Natick, a defensive pairing of captains Maggie Connors and Elizabeth Curley, with a forward line featuring assistant captain Shaylee Rutledge and some underclassmen in Jordan Dijon Domenico and Elle Ferguson. Looks like the opening faceoff will be Charbonneau against Ferguson. Here we go, Warriors versus Red Hawks, Brookline versus Natick, here we go. Opening faceoff is won by Natick. They push it to the Brookline end. Caitlin Wilson tries to clear it, but it's blocked. After several deflections, Ferguson takes it, tries to leave a pass through, gets it to Rutledge. Shot is saved by Charbonneau. An early push from Natick. It was very effective puck movement, but couldn't get it past the block, the pad save of Aurora Charbonneau. Now Selena Charbonneau with the puck, tries a pass but is blocked. Shaylee Rutledge keeps it in the attack end. Ferguson takes it back, pass knocked away by Reed. Rutledge takes it back for Natick, keeping it on the attack, pushes it to the back end, or it's taken around the back by Brookline as Natick changes lines. It is cleared out off the boards, going all the way down to the Natick end, chased down by Maggie Connors. Connors tries to clear. It is blocked by Selena Charbonneau, and she takes it back and forces it down into the Natick end as Brookline completes their own line change. Natick trying to move it up the far side, and it is cleared out. Last hit by number 20, Olivia DeSottles. No icing, as chased down by Brookline. I believe that was Reed who sent it off the boards, taken by McCarthy. McCarthy lifts it up, gets it to Caroline Hughes. Hughes skating on the attack. Gains the blue line as Brookline completes their change. Hughes approaching, pass through, broken up, but coming out of the switch. A shot goes to the slot, and it's just pushed aside by Natick. That insert coming from Serafina Ritzenthaler, who now blocks the clear and sends it back to the Natick end. Natick trying to clear it, but Hughes battling them every step. Coming in to help was Birdie Hawkins. She pushes it to the corner where it's taken by Clara Thibault. Thibault coming around the back, tries to send a pass back, almost a shot for Hawkins, and tried to take one down from her knees, but couldn't get a stick on it. Pass goes back to Ritzenthaler. Lift goes off a helmet, I think, and now an attempted clear is walled off by Jordan Gifford, but now it's cleared out by the Red Hawks. Chasing it down will be Ritzenthaler. Pass goes off the skate of Natick's number 11, Hannah Cohen. Out of the scrum, it's pushed out to the neutral zone and taken by Thibault. Thibault racing with it, going around the defense, met by Connors, and Connors knocks it loose. Now skating with it, I believe is Ferguson. No, it's not. It's number 6, Rain Nelson. Nelson dumps it into the Brookline end. Chasing it down is Gifford. Gifford tries to clear, intercepted. Long shot turned aside by Aurora Charbonneau. That came off the stick of number 7, Natalie Boyer. Now an attempted pass, broken up. Taken out the back by Meredith Allen, sends it around. Thibault battling for it. Allen comes in, tries to push it away, but it's walled off by Boyer. Open puck is ultimately taken by Allen. Allen dumps it down into the Natick end, and it'll be a race for the puck. Connor's going to get there first, send it around. Broken up, and Reed comes in to push it back around the other way. Connors gets there first, sends it off the boards to herself. Connors racing up the ice through the neutral zone into the attack end, gets tripped up, and the puck is lifted over the bench, and I think we're going to get our first penalty of the day, and it's going to go against Brookline's number 20, Caitlin Wilson. Maggie Connors going coast to coast on that play and drawing the tripping penalty. So the Red Hawks will have the 2-minute power play. Face-off won by Natick. Rutledge tries a pass, walled by Selena Charbonneau and cleared out to the neutral zone. Connors takes it, tries to send it off the boards, but it's pushed forward by Soo-Jin Koo. Connors chases it down, sends it up to the neutral zone, but misses everybody. No icing, chased down by Reed. Reed tries to lift it, walled off, but the pass goes back, and it's an offsides. They didn't quite clear it in time. A notable absence for Brookline today, co-captain Izzy Pace. I didn't see her out there among the first forward line. Hope she's not injured or anything for whatever reason doesn't appear to be here. Natick trying to push with the power play. Still, Rutledge sends a pass down the near side, rather. Out of the scrum, it's taken by Ferguson. Ferguson trying to come around the back. Couldn't jam it in past Charbonneau. An open chance, missed just wide on the putback. And a hard check is going to result in a 5-on-3. Clara Thibault came up hard on the back of number 10, Dijon Domenico. As Dijon Domenico almost had a clean putback chance, but just missed it wide. And so this is going to be a 5-on-3 for the next 1 minute and 5 seconds for Natick. Faceoff goes back to Rutledge. Pass across, long shot, saved by Charbonneau. So Brookline facing a daunting task, 58 more seconds of 5-on-3. And then afterwards, about 56 more seconds of a power play. Recovered around the back by Natick. It's sent around the boards. Fighting for it. It's taken by the Red Hawks. Shot saved by Charbonneau. Ferguson had an open look, but Charbonneau had an open look right back at her and was able to read that shot well for another save. Face-off. Ritzenthaler gets it up to Hughes. Hughes trying to move it, but walled off. And now Hughes clears it out. Big clear from Caroline Hughes to buy some time as Rutledge now skating with it, gets around Hughes, gains the blue line, tried to dump it off, but it went off the skate of Gifford. Recovered now by Dijon Domenico, but couldn't get it past Gifford. Now pass goes back to Rutledge. Rutledge lifts it to the corner. Gifford gets there first. Walled on the push attempt by Dijon Domenico. Dijon Domenico battling with Gifford. Gifford takes it away temporarily, but then taken back by Ferguson. Ferguson leaves it for Dijon Domenico. Coming around, pass back to Rutledge. Rutledge winds, fires, turned aside. It's now a 5-on-4. Brookline kills the first penalty, but they still got one more to kill. Long shot, Connors goes wide. Chased down by Ferguson. Ferguson taps it back for Connors. Connors, a long insert, goes wide again. Rutledge recovers, sends it wide of the net. Now another pass back goes to Connors. Connors, long shot again wide. Again recovered by Rutledge. Rutledge pass it to the back to the slot. Deflected several ways, misses wide, cleared out, shot by Connors, goes wide. Rutledge now at the puck, sending it around. Ferguson, walled behind the net. And Gifford comes in, sends it off the boards, taken by Dijon Domenico. Skating around the back as a Brookline defender lost her footing. Dijon Domenico still with it. Pass back to Connors. Connors, long shot, deflected down, missed wide Puck's lost in the skates, and now it's covered up by Charbonneau as Brookline kills the 5-on-3 penalty. An impressive PK outing for Brookline that time. A minute of 5-on-3 and then another minute of 5-on-4, and they prevented a score through all that time. Now Brookline clears it out of the zone, and they're off on the attack right away. Sujin Koo skating after that puck and gets the feet taken out from under her as it's taken away by the Redhawks. Selena Charbonneau still applying the forecheck. And it's ultimately pushed aside by number 2, Ava Kelly. Now sent off the boards, intercepted. I believe that's McCarthy, but taken away from her. And now out to the neutral zone where Caitlin Wilson pushes it back into the Natick end. Around the boards, taken by number 4, Izzy Mastrangelo. Mastrangelo sends it forward to number 3, Catherine Catching. They push it into the Brookline end. Catching and Kelly both chasing after it, but I think that was Wilson who got there first. Deflects towards the middle. Taken by Brookline, that's Koo. Koo racing up the ice. Koo battling, could not get it away from Mastrangelo. Now over to Catching from Kelly. Catching gains the blue. Tries to push through Gifford as Natick makes a line change. Tangled up in the sticks, in the slot, a chance, still walled by Charbonneau, and now it's pushed in. I think that was Catching who touched it last. Aurora Charbonneau was splayed out as far as she could go as the scrum around the box ends with the first goal of the game going to Natick, and it will be scored by number 3, Catherine Catching. One nothing. Natick now leads with just over 7 minutes left in the first period off the goal from Catherine Catching. Now still trying to push it a pass, deflected back, now taken by Boyer. Boyer sends it to the back. Taken out of the back there, trying to force it into a scrum once again, but this time it's blocked out. Pass back to Boyer. Boyer tries an insert, walled by the skates of Bertie Hawkins. Couldn't quite clear it out, but now it's pushed forward, gets to Hughes. Hughes, pass. Thibault trying to force it forward. Thibault does have it. Thibault approaching, got wrapped up by a defender, and that's going to be a penalty against Natick. It's a delayed penalty. Brookline's pulling the goalie. Long shot from Reed, misses wide, and it's going to be chased down by Natick, and there's the delayed penalty. And so heading to the box for Natick will be number 5, Maggie Connors. As I think that was a hold as she was trying to prevent Clara Thibault from approaching. You know, probably a good penalty as it prevented a pretty good chance of the net, but Brookline does now have the power play chance. Puck just sort of hanging around there, tangled up in sticks and skates, and ultimately recovered by Natick. That was Curley trying to move with it, but it gets deflected away from her. Now taken away from Koo. Reed tried to backhand it forward, and it's taken back by Rutledge. Rutledge on the shorthand attack. Poke check by Reed, taken by Koo. Koo skating through the neutral zone. Pushes it down to the Natick end. Into the corner it goes, chased down by Curley. Curley jukes out a defender and now has some space to skate. Curley going coast to coast with it on the shorthand. Poke check away, but Curley chases it down. Shot saved by Charbonneau. Now taken by Selena Charbonneau. Selena Charbonneau skating with it. Jukes around one defender, lost her footing temporarily. Now gains the blue and pushes it forward. And now skates off as Brookline makes a line change. Long push up, goes back, taken by Wilson. Wilson's pass misses, but is taken by Bertie Hawkins. Hawkins across the blue line, sent right back to the neutral zone. Stopped by Ritzenthaler, and Hughes sends it off the boards for Wilson. Wilson pushes it forward, taken by Mastrangelo, cleared out, and Rutledge takes it back. Rutledge skating on the shorthand again. Natick's been getting more attack opportunities on the shorthand than Brookline has on this power play so far. Ritzenthaler now takes it, sends it all the way down, blocked by Luoni. and covered up. And I think it, depending on whether they count that or not, that may count as Brookline's first shot on goal in this game. As Natick has been dominating the possession game so far. Hughes sends it back. Ritzenthaler long shot, deflects down into the slot, chased down by Tebow. Tebow backhands it back to Wilson. Wilson insert, redirect into the body of a defender, and Curley now skating out with it. Curley still going. The penalty concludes, and out comes Connors. Around the corner, it's taken by Tebow. Tebow lifts it out into the neutral zone. And Curley's going to get there first. And it's pushed forward into the Brookline end. A shot misses wide. Might have been turned aside by Charbonneau. Catching a shot is going to be covered up by Charbonneau. 3:58 on the clock here in the first period. A 1-0 lead for Natick. Face off, sent down to the corner. Gifford gets tangled up, pinned up against the corner, and it's stopped as it's covered up by Charbonneau. Or actually, as it went in that little pocket there along the back side of the net. Face off won by Natick. Connors shot saved by Charbonneau. Put back chance, and it's turned aside by Charbonneau. They try and push it in again, but it's blocked. Now sent back. Connors shot blocked. Etta Reed with a couple of blocked shots there. Chased down, sent through to the slot. Nobody there, but it goes all the way back to Connors. Connors sends it around the corner. Blocked by Gifford, and then knocked loose by Allen. Pushed forward, Lurie trying to move it forward. Allen comes in to help, but it's recovered by Kelly. Kelly skating around, trying to fend off the defense of Hawkins. Hawkins knocks it loose, but it's recovered by Connors. Connors sends it back to Catching. Catching sends it forward. Kelly sends it through the slot, but recipient wasn't quite ready for it as it's pushed forward, I believe, by Schlager. Poke check knocks it loose. Schlager pushes it forward again. And now taken back into the Brookline end by Natick. Gifford taking it around the back. Gifford couldn't get around. It's taken back. Kelly's shot saved by Charbonneau. .235 on the clock here in the first period. Natick out shooting Brookline by a wide margin. The Brookline defense holding firm for the most part outside of that one goal by Catherine Catching. Puck gets sent to the back. Battling for it is number 19, Maddie Pelokine. Now a shot turned aside by Charbonneau, and Charbonneau walls it off as trying to force it through was, I think, number 15, Emma Fair. Face off, kicked back to Ritzenthaler. Ritzenthaler pinned up against the boards. It deflects. Pass just misses Fair. Fair sends it through, finds an open teammate, but the shot was turned aside by Charbonneau, point blank off the stick of Pelokine. Chased down by Fair. Fair taken away by Selena Charbonneau. And it's knocked loose, taken back, a pass. Couldn't get a shot off. Well defended, and now taken again by Selena Charbonneau. Charbonneau skating with it, trying to weave her way through. Gets out to the neutral zone. Still weaving with it as Brookline makes a defensive line change. Gains the blue line. Forces her way through. Now approaching. Backhand shot! Was turned aside by Luoni. Now recovered by the Red Hawks, and they're skating up with it. This is Mastrangelo, poke check from behind by Charbonneau, recovered by Gifford. Gifford around the back. Poke check by Mastrangelo, takes it back. Shot saved by Charbonneau. They couldn't clear it. Now Reed recovers it, sends it up the line. Koo pushes it forward into the neutral zone. Sujin Koo racing up with it against Rutledge. Rutledge walls her off as Brookline makes a change. Curley tried to clear it, but it was walled by Hawkins. Now another clear attempt taken. Long shot misses wide. Chasing after it in the corner. Sent around to Dijon Domenico, who collides with Gifford, but does get it out to the neutral zone. Taken by Ferguson. Ferguson skating with it. Ferguson left all alone. Shot saved by Charbonneau. Now Thibault taking it the other way. Pushes it forward, and it's taken by Connors. Connors sends it off the boards. Recovered, but stolen back by Ferguson. Ferguson approaching. Shot caught up in the skates of Gifford. Shot saved by Charbonneau. Aurora Charbonneau being tested heavily here in the first period. And we got a delayed penalty coming against Natick. And there's the call. Natick relentless in their attack. Aurora Charbonneau being forced to make a bunch of saves here in the first, as Maggie Connors will be going back to the box for her second penalty this period. But only 13.9 seconds left here in the first, so this penalty will carry over into the second period. Wilson, long insert, misses everybody into the corner. Mastrangelo trying to just pin it up against the boards. Brookline pushes it out, but no chance there. That's going to end the first period. At the end of one, our score, the Natick High Redhawks 1, the Brookline High Warriors 0. Brookline will have a power play of 1 minute and 47 seconds to start the second period when we come back. Remember, folks, if you're enjoying this live stream, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel to stay up to date on all my upcoming live streams, as I will have all home games for both the girls and boys hockey teams for Brookline this winter. So be sure to stay tuned for all of those. Subscribe to the channel can help. And like I said, be sure to participate in the live chat if there's anything you'd like to say. We got a couple of boys hockey players I see in the live chat from Brookline, Ryan Wilson and Thomas O'Brien. Both just posting free Wilson, referring, I assume, to Caitlin Wilson here on the girls' team. During this first intermission, I'm going to take a break and mute the mic, but I will be back with the second period. Stay tuned. Hello, everybody. Back on the mic, I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan, coming to you live from Walter Brown Arena on the campus of Boston University in Boston, Massachusetts. Here to bring you this Bay State Conference high school varsity girls hockey contest between the visiting Natick High Redhawks and the hosting Brookline High Warriors. We got a fresh 15 minutes on the clock for the second period of this game. Natick leading the way 1-0 off of a goal from Catherine Catching in a chaotic scrum around the box in the first period. But more the story is how much Natick has been dominating the possession and shot count through one period so far. Brookline is without one of their top offensive players in Izzy Pace, but they've got to find a way to generate some offensive chances for themselves in the second period, and that will start with a 1-minute and 47 power play for the Warriors, as Maggie Connors will be going back to the box to finish the 2-minute minor that she committed at the tail end of the first period. Now, in my experience watching high school hockey, I found that having a penalty that transitions over to a new period tends to not work out well for the team that's on the power play. You know, with a power play, typically you get you get the face-off in the opponent's end, and you get to start right from there, and that's part of what helps generate that offensive momentum. Is not just the man-up advantage, but also your starting position already in the opposing end. You know, even if your opponent wins the face-off, you know, they've still got to try and clear it out, you know, with one more player in front of them than they have. Whereas if you have a neutral zone face-off, if the team on the power play wins, well, they've still got to, get across the blue line. And then, all the teammates got to come after them. You can't start with all five already in the attack end. Meanwhile, if the opponent wins it, dumping it down to the other end is just that much easier when you're getting it off a face-off from center ice than it is from down in the corner of one of the defensive end face-off circles. So while Brookline is on the power play, it's a slightly less favorable situation than a team would normally have with a power play. Not to mention the last time Brookline was on the power play, Natick ended up getting more shots than Brookline did, as Brookline has been struggling with generating offense so far one period in. Brookline going to send out the Charbonneau-Koo-McCarthy forward line with the Reed-Gifford defensive pairing. Natick coming out with Ferguson, Rutledge, Curley, and Mastrangelo as their PK unit. Here we go, start of the second period. Off the deflection, it's taken by Ferguson. Ferguson tried a shot, walled off by Jordan Gifford, but a pass from McCarthy left errant, intercepted by Rutledge. Another backhander blocked, this time by Reed, and now it's taken by Selena Charbonneau. Charbonneau beginning her approach, skating through the neutral zone, gains the blue line, cutting across, and poke-checked. Couldn't juke around Ferguson that time, and it's cleared out to the neutral zone. Gifford takes it, pass goes up to McCarthy, but gets away from her, and Curley clears it down to the Brookline end. Gifford takes it again, pass over to Charbonneau. Charbonneau skating with it, lifts it down to the Natick end, but taken immediately by Curley and cleared out instantly. Already you can see what I was talking about when you start a power play from the neutral zone, how much harder it is than starting it from the attack end. as Charbonneau trying to skate away from the defense, still keeping with it, gets tripped up, and that's going to be a 5-on-3. Selena Charbonneau with a nice penalty draw there, as I believe that's going to be Jordan Dijon-Domenico, who is going to go to the box for 2 minutes. So it'll be a 5-on-3 chance for Brookline for the next 38 seconds, followed by a regular power play. Face-off is pinned, but now taken by Brookline. Pass goes back to Serafina Ritzenthaler. Ritzenthaler shot deflected down and taken back by the Redhawks, and now Mastrangelo skating with it, dumps it deep into the Brookline end. Taken by Caitlin Wilson. Wilson skating up with it. Long pass up to Caroline Hughes. Hughes gains the blue. Nice pass over to Thibault. Thibault approaching and almost got it through to Hawkins. She couldn't get her stick on it. She had a wide open net in front of her. Hawkins walled on her pass attempt, but recovers, backhander over to Thibault. Thibault back to Hughes. Hughes' shot was blocked as it's now a 5-on-4 with Connors coming out of the box, and Connors now skating with it the other way on the shorthand. Connors gets around the defense, approaching, coming around the back. Sends it off the post, and now Ava Kelly recovers, sends it off the post. Now a pass back to Curley. Curley long shot, deflected down by Hawkins. Recovered by Connors in the corner. Now taken by Brookline as Hughes pushes it into the neutral zone. Hughes couldn't get there first, but blocks the clear attempt by Curley. Curley now recovers it and gets it up to Connors. Connors again skating it back the other way as Natick continues to control the possession game for the most part. It's taken back by Gifford. Gifford skating with it. Gifford through the neutral zone. Stopped, but the opponent fell and Gifford gains the blue line. Gifford still pushing it all the way down to the corner and still fighting for it. Now taken back by Natick, sent around the boards. And skating the other way was Ferguson. And now a couple of poke checks, and it's recovered by Koo. Koo gains the blue line. Koo, long shot saved by Luoni. Just 6 seconds left on the penalty as Natick looks like they're going to kill off this one. Face-off won by Brookline. Koo sends it back to Ritzenthaler. Insert, saved, rebound, saved, a rebound sent wide. A huge chance for Casey McCarthy, but she couldn't get it in the net, and the penalty ends. Puck wrenched free by Koo. Koo coming around the back, looking, passing, missing her target. That pass intended for Wilson. That's going to go wide of the net, and it's a race to the puck. Ritzenthaler just barely manages to clear that one out to the neutral zone. Connors tried to send it back in, walled by Charbonneau, but Connors manages to poke it forward. Wilson couldn't stay with it as it's taken by Charbonneau. Charbonneau backhands it out to the neutral zone where it's taken by Boyer. Boyer sends it forward, taken by Charbonneau. Charbonneau skating with it. Pushes it into the Natick end. No icing. Taken out the back by Boyer. Sent around the boards. Gets to Ferguson. Knocked away by Reed. Charbonneau sends a backhander through. Fighting for it. Couldn't get it. Cleared out by Natick. Gifford had it for a second. Poke check loose. Reed gets a stick on it. Sends it forward. Charbonneau sends it further forward. Taken by Natick and pushed forward by number 11, Hannah Cohen. Reed, long pass goes off skates. Boyer trying to keep it in the attack, but Charbonneau clears it out. Skating through with it, a poke check, knocks it loose. It gets knocked back. Now a pass forward, taken back by Natick and sent back, taken by Gifford. Gifford sends through the middle, misses, taken by Boyer. Boyer dumps it into the Brookline end. Going around, Gifford sends it forward off the skate of Lurie. Couldn't clear it out. Curley pushes it forward. Taken by number 20. Shot saved and covered up by Charbonneau. Number 20, Olivia DeSottles with that last shot. Face-off won by Natick. Pass around to Curley. Shot goes wide. Chased down by Kelly. Backhander walled by a skate. Recovered by DeSottles, and it's covered up again by Charbonneau. Strong outing in net from Aurora Charbonneau, even with an unfavorable score. It could be a lot more unfavorable than it is, if not for a strong outing from Aurora Charbonneau in the defense. Off the boards, it's taken by Hawkins, touch forward to Hughes. Hughes trying to skate through with it, but double teamed. Knocked back through the neutral zone. Ritzenthaler trying to push it forward, but it's taken back by Natick. DeSottles trying to race after it, but it's poked away by Wilson. Through the middle, it's taken by Hughes. Hughes tries to get it out, taken back by Curley. Curley approaching shot, goes off the back of a teammate, I think, as it's recovered by Ritzenthaler. Ritzenthaler sends it off the boards. Rutledge walls it, sends it around the boards. Chasing after it, but stood up by Wilson. In the corner. Sent around. They're battling for it. And it's taken by Hawkins, but Hawkins couldn't clear it. Fighting up against the boards. And it's sent back deeper in the Brookline end, taken by Wilson. Wilson pass to Tebow, poked away, recovered by Wilson. Sends one out to the neutral zone. Mastrangelo takes it. Skating up the middle. Poke check by Hughes. Does not clear the blue. Sent to the corner. Wilson couldn't get it. An approach. A chance. Saved by Charbonneau off the shot from Rutledge. Pass back. Dijon Domenico sends it further back. A long shot redirected. Somehow saved by Aurora Charbonneau. A pass back to Curley. Curley sends it down. Hawkins trying to force it through. Could not. Brookline still trying to force the clear, and they get it out to the neutral zone. Tebow skating with it, but gets tangled up with Rutledge, and it's pushed back by Curley. Brookline caught in a change, and a wide open chance for Ferguson. She couldn't collect it cleanly. Ferguson tries to jam it in, cannot. Ferguson trying to come around the other way, walled by Wilson. Attempted clear, taken by Curley. Curley sends it through. Bounces away from the waiting stick of Dijon Domenico. Recovered by Connors. Redirect. Saved by Charbonneau. And again by Charbonneau. How about Aurora Charbonneau? As she is going to check out now for Jacqueline Solovi. Brookline employing a platoon goalie system, where they sub out the goalie halfway through. Charbonneau coming off to a well-deserved round of applause after a strong outing in net. Off the face-off, Reed sends it around. Kept on the attack by the Redhawks. Gifford with it now. Now back around the other way. Charbonneau skating with it. Selena Charbonneau gets out to the neutral zone and manages to push it all the way down to the Natick end, but it's icing. Face off the icing, sent to the corner. Taken by Fair. Fair sends it around, sent back the other way. Fair almost had a look at the net, but couldn't get her stick on it. Koo skates it out to the neutral zone. Koo around Connors. Sujin Koo approaching, shot! Missed wide. Kept on the attack by Gifford. Gifford inserts, deflects, and sent aside. Now cleared out by number 18, Kaylee Lynch. But Natick makes a line change. It's going to be taken by Reed. Reed's pass misses, but deflects back and is pushed forward. Now another big chance. Sujin Koo approaching again. Has to go around the back. Surveying her options, coming back around. Tries to push it forward. Redirects towards the slot, but taken by Mastrangelo. Mastrangelo sends it forward, finds a target. I believe that's catching, forcing it forward, now deflected away into open ice, and Curley keeps it on the attack. Gifford chases the puck down, has it in the corner, scrumming for it, catching, knocks it loose. Wilson sends it off the boards. Ritzenthaler backhands it forward, taken by Mastrangelo. Mastrangelo now skating with it. Coming around the back, pass to Dijon Domenico, blocked by the legs of Charbonneau. Sent to the corner. Ferguson stood up on the boards. Now Charbonneau trying to stick with it, taken by Ferguson. Ferguson tried to poke it in, and now it's knocked in, and Natick has their second goal. L. Ferguson forces it through, and again, one of those scrappy type of goals that, you know, some coaches might refer to as a quote-unquote dirty goal. You know, it's not meant as a slight against that kind of score. It's just, it's not the flashiest or the smoothest kind of score. It's the kind you have to really scrap for. So L. Ferguson makes it 2-0 as Natick extends the lead. Now a pass deflects all the way down to Solovi, who covers it up. Face off, sent to the back end. A pass through to the slot, covered up by Solovi, as that came very close off the pass from Cohen. They had number 6, Rain Nelson, there in front of the net for a chance, but couldn't get it past Solovi. Off the face-off, sent through to the slot, deflected away, recovered by Nelson, pass back, long shot is in! Maggie Connors makes it 3-0 off the long shot. Based on the celebration, it looks like they're going to give it to Connors and not the redirect. So Maggie Connors with Natick's third goal. This one, I think we can clearly say the assist. I think the assist went to Rain Nelson, as Natick with 2 quick goals in succession makes this a 3-goal game. This one forced out to the Natick end, back to the neutral zone. DeSottles try to pass, walled off, and Brookline does get into the attack end. This is Laurie trying to push it forward, but couldn't get through the defense. Connors trying to clear it now. Now sent up to Fair. Fair couldn't keep with it. Ritzenthaler sending it off the boards forward. Schlager sent it to the Natick end, but taken by Connors. Off the boards, Allen moves it forward, but taken back by Connors. Moves it up now, taken back by Brookline, and pushed right back by Connors. Around the back, it's Ritzenthaler. Long pass. Just gets away from Laurie, taken back by Connors, and Connors sends it around the boards. Ritzenthaler couldn't push it far enough. It's taken by Kelly. Kelly sends it around the boards, finds DeSottles. DeSottles trying to go around the back, ran into some defenders, and now Laurie clears it out. Chased down by Mastrangelo. Off the boards, gets up to DeSottles, and I think we got an offsides call against Natick that time. (3-0) the Natick lead with 3 minutes and 12 seconds left here in the second period. Face off is ultimately controlled by Koo. Koo trying to break away with it. Koo could not get a clean shot off, disrupted by Kelly from behind. Brookline trying to stay on the attack as it's pushed to the back. Taken by Curley. Clear, does not get through, taken back by Gifford. Gifford sends it off the boards, taken by Mastrangelo. Mastrangelo off the boards, taken back by Charbonneau. Charbonneau skating, turns around, pinned to the corner. Kelly tried to get it out, taken by McCarthy. McCarthy couldn't get a pass off in time. Now Mastrangelo pinned to the boards by McCarthy. Kelly comes over to help. And Kelly trying to clear it, forces it through to the neutral zone. Brookline does take it back. Now sent off the boards by Reed. Koo collides with Curley, and off that deflection, Kelly pushes it forward to Ferguson. Kelly lost her footing, and the loose puck taken by Dijon Domenico, but couldn't get a shot off. Now a long shot wall down by Charbonneau. Brookline couldn't clear it out. It's taken back by Ferguson. Ferguson sends one through the slot. Nobody there. Gifford around the back. Koo backhands it out to the neutral zone. Taken by Curley. Curley around the boards it goes. And we got a hard collision into the boards as I think that was Dijon Domenico lost control there. Mastrangelo, pass deflected, goes back to Curley. Curley winds, fires, deflected wide. Pass back to Mastrangelo across to Curley. Curley weaves around a defender. Curley approaching backhander, saves Salovi. Ferguson trying to jam it in but cannot as the whistle blows. Both teams relatively young this year. Just one senior for Brookline. I think 0 seniors for Natick. As a nice block by Caroline Hughes has generated a bit of a chance. Hughes turning around, passing it back. Ritzenthaler trying to keep it on the attack. An attempted clear cannot be saved by Ritzenthaler. It goes back to the neutral zone. Pushed into the Natick end. And stolen back by Thibault. And trying to keep it on the attack. Ritzenthaler sent it forward, but it's taken by Nelson. Sent around for Boyer. Boyer sends it back around the other way. Finds Ferguson. Ferguson sends it down to the corner in the Brookline end. Chased down by Cohen. Cohen tries a pass, deflected, and pushed aside by Thibault. Now Thibault approaching with reinforcements behind her. Thibault weaves around the defender. Clara Thibault saved by Luini. Oh, it got knocked loose. Hawkins a backhand walled again. That was Brookline's best scoring chance thus far. Sophia Luoni stopped the initial shot from Thibault. It squirted loose, but a defender had come back and stopped the puck from sliding across that red line. And then the putback chance from Hawkins was also blocked, and that is how the second period will end. Our score at the end of 2, Natick 3, Brookline 0. Natick goals so far in the first period, it was Catherine Catching. Then in the second period, Elle Ferguson with a goal, and then Maggie Connors assisted by Rain Nelson. During this second intermission, I'd like to take a moment for a local charity spotlight. I'd like to tell you about Brookline Cares. Brookline Cares is a volunteer organization run by Brookline High School students which seeks to raise awareness and funds to help people experiencing homelessness. Brookline Cares works closely with an organization called the Empowerment Plan. The Empowerment Plan hires and trains those experiencing homelessness to manufacture their special type of coat, known as the Empower Coat, which can double as a sleeping bag. The coats help to keep those struggling with homelessness warm during these colder winter months, while the jobs manufacturing those coats can help break the cycle of homelessness through gainful employment. Over the past 3 years, Brookline Cares has purchased and distributed over 200 Empower coats and 1,000 pairs of Bombas socks to local community organizations and emergency departments that care for the homeless. And you can help them to bring more warmth to those in need. Down in the description section of this video, you can find a link on the website classy.org where you can donate money to the Brookline Cares team, supporting their efforts to purchase more Empower coats. Or if you're a student interested in joining Brookline Cares, you can find another link in the description section, this one to the organization's own website on wixsite.com, where you can find out more information about the group and how you can contact them. Once again, check out those links in the description section below and help spread the warmth this winter with Brookline Cares. And on that note, I'm going to take a break and mute the mic. Natick 3, Brookline 0 at the end of 2. From Walter Brown Arena, I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. I'll be back with the third period. Stay tuned. Hello, everybody. Back on the mic. I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan, coming to you live from Walter Brown Arena on the campus of Boston University in Boston, Massachusetts. Here to bring you the third and final period of today's Bay State Conference High School Varsity Girls Hockey Contest between the Brookline High bowling pins, apparently. I'm just kidding. Between the Brookline High Warriors and the Natick High Redhawks. So far, Natick leading 3-0 off of a first period goal from Catherine Catching, and then second period goals from Elle Ferguson and Maggie Connors, the latter goal assisted by Rain Nelson. Brookline has had a tough time generating offense today. Of course, they are playing without one of their top offensive players in Izzy Pace, who I have heard her grandmother passed away, and so she's attending the services today. And obviously, we send our well wishes to the Pace family. You know, the Pace family's been a great hockey family here in Brookline. Obviously, Izzy's older brother, Marcus Pace, longtime member of the boys hockey team, just graduated last year, and Izzy's been a big presence on the girls hockey team. So all the well wishes to the Pace family and deepest condolences. But for now, back to the action as the third period gets underway. Out of the scrum in the neutral zone, it's Selena Charbonneau with the puck. Backhands it across to Caitlin Wilson. Slides it forward, misses Casey McCarthy, and it's taken by, I believe, Mastrangello and cleared out. Sent back to the Natick end where Mastrangello takes it again. Slides it across to Curley. Curley's pass misses Rutledge, and it's taken by Etta Reed. Reed's pass misses Sujin Koo. It's taken back by Curley, off the boards for Rutledge. Rutledge approaching. Cut off by Charbonneau. Charbonneau pinned to the boards, knocked loose, but deflects back to Charbonneau, and Charbonneau now skating with it. Weaving around, sending it off the boards into the neutral zone where it's taken by Mastrangello. Sent back, but taken again by Charbonneau, walled off by Dijon Domenico, taken by Rutledge. Rutledge skating it into the corner, turning around, pass through the slot, a shot saved by Solovi. Recovered by Dijon Domenico, pass back around, trying to jam it in, and pushed away. Mastrangello backhands it back forward, but deflected away by Charbonneau, cleared out by Sujin Koo, but that is going to be icing. Off the icing, face-off won by Natick, but the pass was rushed due to the pressure of Bertie Hawkins, and so it missed Maggie Connors. Connors chased it down, since back to the neutral zone. A couple passes. They get it up to DeSottles, but broken up and cleared out by Hawkins. But that's going to be icing again. Face-off almost turned into an instant shot, but instead it goes off the boards and is taken by Clara Tebow. Tebow pushing it forward, goes all the way down to the Natick end. Backhanded back by Natalie Boyer. Now pushed back, and it goes over the bench, and that'll be a neutral zone face-off. Face-off controlled by Natick, but now a scrum pushed back through the neutral zone. Meredith Allen trying to push it forward, but it's knocked away by Curley. And now Hannah Cohen sends it back the other way. And that's going to be icing. A lot of icing calls. We had like none, like maybe one icing call through the first 2 periods, and now we've had like 3 within the first 3 minutes of the third. Face-off controlled by Natick. Curley was skating with it. It's knocked back by Caitlin Wilson. Off the boards. Emma Fair trying to push it out. Wilson walls it off, sends it back in. Another clear attempt does get into the neutral zone, and it's taken by Fair. Fair approaching around the defense, turned aside by the pads of Solovi. Cleared out to the neutral zone, taken by Curley, sent back to the Brookline end. Meredith Allen does clear it out, and it's going to go all the way down to the Natick end as Brookline commits to a full change off a nice clear from the senior captain. Pass up, left for Fair. Fair tangled up, knocked loose by Jordan Gifford. Gifford chasing it down, sends it up, and taken by L. Ferguson. Ferguson sends it around, taken by Koo. Koo forces it through to the neutral zone. Koo picking up speed. Koo in the Natick end, approaching. Couldn't get a clean shot off. Luoni turns it aside. Now off the rebound, it's poked away by Charbonneau. Or no, it wasn't Charbonneau. It was pushed up by Kaylee Lynch, and they call icing. Face-off won by Natick. Attempted clear, walled off by Birdie Hawkins. Hawkins pushing it around. Connors lost her feet, but Ferguson takes it, pushes it up to Rutledge. Rutledge off the boards, taken by Reed. Reed trying to push it through, but it's pushed back by Rutledge. Another clear attempt taken this time by Boyer. Boyer sends it down to the Brookline end. Reed skating out with it. Pushes it up to Tebow, knocked away from Tebow, recovered by Hawkins, back to Tebow. Tebow tried to send it through, does get it through, gets it to Hughes. Caroline Hughes skating up with it, gains the blue. Hughes approaching, stood up by Boyer, and it's recovered by Connors. Connors off the boards, up to Rutledge. Rutledge pass to Dijon Domenico. Dijon Domenico triple teamed, and it's recovered by Tebow. Tebow skating through, gains the blue. Tangled up with defenders, still approaching, couldn't get a shot off, and Luoni covers it up. Clara Tebow trying to force it through about 3 defenders and the goalie there, and ultimately it was the goalie who covered it up. Face off. Pushed back, taken by Serafina Ritzenthaler, pushes it forward, it's taken by Curley. Off the boards, Ritzenthaler pushes it back. Around the corner it goes, taken by Curley. Curley got tangled up in the skates, it's taken back by Brookline, pass back, tangled up, Gifford, sent back to Ritzenthaler, pushed to the back end. Allen, backhander back to Lurie, delayed penalty coming against Natick, and there's the whistle. And I believe that's going to be a tripping penalty, and that's going to go against number 4, Izzy Mastrangelo. So Brookline will have its 3rd power play opportunity of the day. Or 4th, I should say, if you count the 5-on-3 situation as 2 separate penalties. Face-off goes back to Etta Reed. Reed, long shot, walled. Recovered. Koo skating with it, but it's poked away. Reed keeps it on the attack end, though. Sends it down, intercepted, and sent around the boards to Curley. Curley sends it off the boards, and it's cleared out by Kelly. Taken again by Reed. Pass misses Charbonneau. Intercepted by Curley, and Curley launches it around the boards. Off the collision, it deflects over to Reed. Reed, pass, gets to Charbonneau. Charbonneau, a couple passes. That one misses McCarthy, and it's intercepted by Curley. Curley skating it back the other way, turns around, shot goes wide. McCarthy pushes it up, and it's taken back by Kelly. Stopped by Solovi, who leaves it for Gifford. Gifford skating up with it into the neutral zone. Gifford gains the blue. Gifford stood up. Taken by Curley in the corner. Curley fends off the forecheck. But that one's deflected and kept on the attack by Thibault. Thibault fends off the defense, comes around the back, stopped. I think that was Connors. Clear is going to break the blue line. Wilson pushes it back across the blue, taken by Ferguson, though. Ferguson skating with it. Ferguson still skating with it. Ferguson, backhander save by Solovi. Now after the players get tangled up, it is taken by Thibault. Thibault gains the blue line and is stood up by Connors. Connors sends it off the glass, kicked by Wilson, and now cleared out. And the penalty has concluded. Ritzenthaler sends it off the boards, taken by Rutledge. Rutledge shot misses wide. Chasing it down is Ava Kelly. Kelly in the corner, lost it, taken by Thibault. Thibault pass up to Hughes. Hughes around a defender. Hughes approaching, pass deflected, turned aside by Luoni. Hawkins takes it in the corner, tries to send it around. And it's taken by Curley. Curley trying to fend off the forecheck and sends it up the boards. Reed stops the clear and Thibault pushes it. Deflected away and now cleared out. And that'll be icing. Six minutes and 45 seconds left in this game. Natick leads Brookline 3-0. Face off. Tangled up in the skates. It's now taken by Schlager. Pass back, intercepted, but knocked back. Brookline trying to push it, but walled off by Boyer. Boyer tries to clear as DeSottles does get it out to the neutral zone, and now Kelly sends it up to the Brookline end. Chased down by Reed. Reed off the boards. Misses Lurie. She tries to chase after it, but Connors gets there first. Now pushed up to Catching. Catching sends it through to the slot, but knocked away. Boyer tries to send it through once again, but again, they couldn't get a clean stick on it. Gifford skating around, clears it out. Taken by Connors. Connors off the board and offsides called on Natick. Off the face-off. Ritzenthaler clears it out. Chased down in a hard check, and it's taken by Brookline, and they're going to call the hard check for a penalty. And that's going to be, looks like Sujin Koo is going to the box. And so it'll be a 2-minute power play for Natick. Face-off won by the Redhawks. Long shot misses wide. Clear goes out to the neutral zone and down to the Natick end. Chased down by Connors. Hughes applying the forecheck. Connors sends it off the glass. It's blocked by Wilson. Wilson, a long shot turned aside by Luoni and recovered by Connors. Connors pass up. Tangled up as Ritzenthaler couldn't quite fully clear it as Ferguson stopped that. And now off the boards, it's Curley. Curley approaching shot saved by Solovi. .450 on the game clock, 1:20 on the penalty. Pass goes back to Rutledge. Rutledge sends it to the corner, goes around to Ferguson. Ferguson comes around, lost the puck. And it's taken by Charbonneau. Charbonneau disrupted by Ferguson. Dijon-Domenico takes it back. Around the back. Pass back to Connors. Connors sends it through. Ferguson was trying to get it, couldn't. And that one slides through the slot and out to the boards. Attempted clear, recovered by Rutledge, sends it forward, bounces past Curley, taken by Reed. Reed tried to clear, but disrupted, and it's passed back to Rutledge. Rutledge, long shot, blocked by Charbonneau. And a couple deflections. It goes out to the neutral zone. Connors off the boards. Gifford now at the puck, couldn't get a full clear on it, battling with Curley as they go sliding into the boards. And I think, are they calling Gifford for that one? What are they calling? Was that away from the puck? They called a penalty away from the puck. They're calling it on Jordan Dijon-Domenico. So we're going to have 4-on-4 action for the next 13 seconds before Koo's penalty runs out. And then after that, the next 1:47 will be a power play for Brookline. Face-off controlled by Curley. Curley skating coast to coast with it. Sends it into the Brookline end. Racing for it. Ritzenthaler cuts it off. Slides it around the boards. Pass disrupted. Taken back by Curley. Curley weaving around. Couldn't get a clean shot off as she was swarmed by the defense. It's now a power play for Brookline as Koo is out of the box. Brookline slides it forward. Gets up to Hawkins. Hawkins sends it into the Natick end where it's taken back. The clear does get out to the neutral zone. Wilson launches it back to the Natick end. Taken back by the Redhawks, but a good forecheck, but then cleared out by Natick. Tebow tries to send it forward, walled by Kelly. Mastrangelo had it. Now Ritzenthaler battling, but gets pinned, and Kelly sends it back to the Brookline end as it slides around. Out of the battle in the corner, the attempted clear taken by Curley. Long shot goes off a skate, and it made a juicy chance for Mastrangelo, but it's turned aside by Solovi. Around the boards, Tebow gets it up to Hughes. Hughes and Tebow skating on a 2-on-1, but Hughes got it tangled up, and the reinforcements came back for Natick as Brookline was making a change. Now it's taken back by Mastrangelo. Sent around. Gifford sends it off the back, gets it to Reed. Reed lifts it, bouncing into the neutral zone. A race to the puck, won by Curley. Curley sends it off the boards. Off the deflection, it's taken by Charbonneau. Charbonneau weaving around, gains the blue line, dumps it down to the back end. Connors sends it back around. It's going to be blocked, but lost by Reed into the neutral zone, and Brookline has to reset. Gifford sends it back to the Natick end as the penalty concludes. Connors sends it around the boards to DeJean-Domenico. Racing up ice, it's left for Nelson. Nelson approaching, shot is in. Natick makes it 4 as Rayne Nelson scores on the breakaway after the penalty kill. Rayne Nelson off the assist, I believe, from Jordan DeJean-Domenico. Makes it a 4-0 advantage for Natick here in the closing minutes. 1:21 on the clock here in the third. Face-off controlled by Connors. Thibault trying to push it forward, but cleared away. Taken by Fair. Off the deflection, Nelson. Now down to the back end, Connors sends it off the boards, and it does skip into the neutral zone. Off the deflection, it's taken back by Ritzenthaler. Pass goes out to Hawkins. Hawkins, backhander, broken up on the pass. Brookline trying to force it in. Thibault's shot misses wide. Recovered by Fair. Fair gets it past everybody down to the Brookline end, and that'll be icing. And Brookline has 32.8 seconds to try and at least get a goal on the board before this one ends. Natick will be getting the win here. There's no question about that at this point. Brookline still looking for their first goal of the year. Thibault couldn't get it past. And we've got a penalty called as Thibault got sandwiched there while attempting to push it to the net. And so Maggie Connors is called for her third penalty of the afternoon. She won't be serving the full 2 minutes as there's only 27.7 seconds left in this one. But the rest of the game will be spent on a Brookline power play. Face off, Thibault, pass back, Wilson. Wilson walled, and it's taken back by Catching. Catching off to the races, poked by Ritzenthaler, and that was Brookline's last best chance to try and get something going. And that is how this game will likely end. 10 seconds on the clock as Brookline trying to move it up. Disrupted again by Nelson. Sent around the corner, and that is going to do it. The final score here at Walter Brown Arena. The Natick High Redhawks 4, the Brookline High Warriors 0. Goals for Natick. Catherine Catching scored in the first period. In the second period, Elle Ferguson scored. And then Maggie Connors scored, assisted by Rayne Nelson. And then in the third period, Nelson scored a goal of her own, assisted by Jordan DeJean-Domenico. So a tough outing for Brookline as Natick just honestly proved to be the better team from start to finish, dominating the possession game and ultimately getting the goals to have that domination show on the scoreboard. Brookline, a young team, still growing, but what's interesting is Natick, also a very young team. No seniors on this Redhawks squad, so you know they're going to be a threat for seasons to come. Thank you all so much for tuning in today. I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. Remember, if you enjoyed this live stream, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel to stay up to date on all my upcoming live streams. I'll have all home games for both girls and boys hockey for Brookline this winter, so be sure to stay tuned for that. Subscribing to the channel can help. If there's anything you'd like to say after this live stream is concluded, you can say it in the comment section down below. And also go down below to the description section where you can find some helpful links relating to our local charity spotlight, Brookline Cares. Find out how you can help spread the warmth and support those struggling with homelessness in our community. Also, if you go further down the description section, or if you check out the bottom right corner of your screen, you can find some links relating to me. A link to my personal website, jessesports.com, where you can find out more about me, the freelance sports broadcasting services that I provide to various teams, and how you can commission those services for your favorite team. Also, if you want to skip past all that, you can just email me directly with any questions or requests you may have. And you can also follow me on Instagram, where I sometimes post highlights from previous live streams. But for this live stream, that's going to do it. Natick 4, Brookline 0. I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan from Walter Brown Arena. Thank you all for watching, and have a good night.